Yeah, thanks, Barry. Well, guys, the lights are on and people are starting to fill the Oklahoma History Center for the Hoffmeister Campaign Watch Party. I'm just off the main strip of Main Street here in Seminole, and I just wanted to give you a look at some of the most visual damage we've seen. Now, behind me, it looks like this roof was taken and just twisted like the lid on a jar. Now, this back gate may have you thinking this is where the load should go, but Trooper Foster says whatever you're hauling should go right about here. Kansas providers say watching surrounding states restrict or completely ban abortion access gave Kansans a glimpse into their potential future. I'm walking on windows, I'm walking on storefronts, I'm walking on bits of roof. Friday night, fans get their first chance to sit in the stands and watch the Warriors take their new home ice. The flight crew turned wedding party got a little creative, turning the cabin into an altar. Lawns no longer lush.
Usually it looks like a patchwork quilt of color. It's heartbreaking.
Jimmy Pascal remembers what the view from her front porch used to look like.
A sea of coreopsis, which is a little gold-colored flower. There's daylilies, there's corn lilies, there's caladiums. It's unbelievable the number of flowers that are in that.
Now the only colors left, pale greens and browns, with the occasional dried flower hanging on for dear life. The city of Norman is asking Jimmy and everyone else in town to conserve water, only watering lawns on the days they put their trash on the curb.
My receptacles are out, so today would be my day, but it's already too hot. It wouldn't do any good at this point. So I try to get out early in the morning if it's not 100 degrees by 9 o'clock.
Norman gets its water from 3 places, Lake Thunderbird, wells, and siphoning some from Oklahoma City. One of the 4 water pumps at the lake broke down in June, putting a strain on the city, but the situation not reaching dire till OKC had an issue at one of their facilities.
My daughter and I are vegetarian/vegan, and I know for a fact I could grow better vegetables than what I could afford to buy because it would be organic, but not anymore.
And with temperatures like these, plants don't stand a chance.
You have to be cautious. How do you water them? They need to be watered from the bottom. If you splash water on them in this extreme heat, it just burns them.
And for the rest of Jimmy's yard?
It'll be next year before they're anything to look at.
The warning rattle.
Yeah, shots fired.
Then one of the last faces Oklahoma County Deputy Bobby Swartz saw.
White male driver, beard, glasses.
Now being seen by a judge.
2 officers down. Myself and Schwartz, backyard, we knelt.
During the short appearance, charges haven't officially been filed. Judge McRae listing what Plank's defense attorneys could be up against. The gravity sinking in.
It looks like probable cause has been found to hold you for murder in the first degree, shooting with intent to kill, assault and battery with a deadly weapon, and discharging a firearm from a vehicle.
All that happening Monday just after 1 p.m. Police records show 3 Oklahoma County deputies went to Plank's house to serve lockout papers. His mother, the person evicting him. Court documents show earlier this month, Plank's mom filed a protective order against her son. Because of the paperwork, all of his guns should have been confiscated. Plank, firing as he drove, ran from police, till getting stopped at the Tinker Air Force Base gate, where he gave himself up.
We driving because we don't need anybody else here. He's in custody at the Tinker Gate.
3:21 p.m. Friday, Jenna promised to be right here.
I wanted to get, footage of the bus coming up, and I wanted to get his happy face, getting off the bus.
Meeting her 6-year-old Bennett after his first day of first grade at the bus drop-off.
He's a big boy, he's in first grade, and he's doing it for the first time without his sister.
The bus pulling up as planned, opened the doors, but there was no Bennett.
And I just kind of looked over, I stood on my tippy toes to see if I could see his head, coming off the bus, and I didn't see anything.
The bus driver tells Jenna no kids are getting off.
And at this moment, I'm starting to panic. I step onto the bus and I'm looking around.
She's invited onto the bus to see if any of the little faces on board look familiar, but none of the kids staring back were hers. She called the school.
I just said, please tell me you have my child. They could confirm that he had gotten on a bus and that he was on his way home. I said, I'm physically standing on the bus and he is not here. Please tell me where he is.
Jenna racking her brain, wondering where her 6-year-old could be. Then from all the way back here, she heard a cry sounding familiar.
I can hear just sobbing, hysterical, screaming cries, and my 6-year-old is on the opposite end of the road running towards me.
Bennett finding his way home through a neighborhood of around 600 homes, all looking alike.
And the pure terror I experienced from the time that I realized he wasn't on the bus until the time he was back in my arms. The horror.
Norman Public Schools says the boy got off at the wrong stop and has given that driver and bus aide further training to keep this from happening twice. As for Bennett's first day of school,
It was a beautiful day of school. He has a fabulous first grade teacher. He met new friends.
Went on our first date, and it went on for hours, and it's like, last call, oh my gosh.
Pam and Jeremy swiping right almost 2 years ago, marking that date on their calendars for a destination wedding in Cabo this August. Then airlines dropped the mask mandate.
She says, just makes you want to hop on a plane and go to Vegas. And that was Tuesday.
So they packed up and bought a plane ticket.
Nobody else was going to know about it until we got back.
The first leg from OKC to Dallas went off without a hitch. But the trip to getting hitch hit a big bump in the road when bad weather hit.
And we were visibly stressed as we're like we're looking at the phone, and we're doing time math in our head.
Then a man named Chris came over to offer the power vested in him by the state of Texas.
Well, I'm an ordained minister, and I think I can help you out.
The duo became a trio, switching airports after their flights canceled. Pam looking like a runaway bride trying to make the flight.
And we are running through the airport. I mean, I'm holding flowers, I'm dragging a dress.
They finally make it on board and joke about getting married on the plane. And to Pam and Jeremy's surprise, everyone was on board with the wedding. The flight crew turned wedding party got a little creative, turning the cabin into an altar.
They're decorating it with toilet paper streamers, and they made Chris, the officiant, a little sash out of snack packets and cocktail straws. It's like they'd done it 100 times.
It was almost like when we booked the flight, there was an additional option for, would you like your wedding on the flight? Yes, we'll take the wedding package.
Although their honeymoon destination is still up in the air, the couple says it doesn't matter if it's in the air, on land, or sea. It won't stop when they get back to Oklahoma.
We're gonna have a honeymoon for the next 70 years.
There we go.